Hello, good morning. Thanks for joining us. This is Rstv, and you are on to Don't Train. It's a Thursday. It's a public holiday. It's June 12th. Yeah, Democracy Day. Democracy. Yeah, are we democracy? Yes. Okay. It's we are out. Well, we celebrating democracy. I don't know. Okay, we'll talk about that. But today is Democracy Day, June 12th, and happens to be a public holiday for those who are watching us from home. So you may have a lot of time to reflect, to bond, to plan, and all that. That tomorrow is not public holiday, just so that you know, tomorrow is work day. And so we are coming to you from the studios of Rstv. My name is Beauty Benjamin. We'll look at the papers this morning. Let's see what's making news today. And to do that with me, it's my beautiful. She's beautiful, so I always like to say that. So don't get envious when I talk about beautiful. She's beautiful. So let's meet my delectable Obelejit Yara. Hello.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to the studios of Rstv. Glad to do this with you. How's it been?
Are you glad? I'm not looking
It's
glad.
been a-
Today
it's
is
been a while.
democracy now. We're just
Please,
looking all
can we
dull
let
and-
go of all this
Oh, looking
democracy? You know, I think Nigeria is just a system where we like to act up. I'm not an actor right now.
But we've been there now. We're suffering and smiling.
No, I'm not willing to act.
But we agreed last
someone.
time to give this administration some.
We are still
cut them
giving
some slacks,
Yes,
yeah.
we did.
So I mean, waiting.
Live the life.
Sure, live the life. Live again, soft life. So how have you been?
I've been good. How have you
Okay.
been?
I like your hair.
Thank you.
It's good to have you this morning.
Good to have you too.
Okay. Let's go to the papers and let's see what the papers are saying today as regards democracy and many other things you would like to know. Let's start off with the Nation paper. The Nation. Okay, we have here the Nation. Okay.
President Bola Tinubu, a pillar of Nigeria's democracy. President Bola Tinubu, a pillar of Nigeria's democracy. Wike Tinubu's performance has shattered coalition younger. Wike Tinubu's performance has shattered coalition's younger.
Okay, we have President's marks June 12 with maiden State of Nation address. President marks June 12 with maiden State of Nation address. I'm struggling to see what is here. The many lives of June 12 on page 3. Ebas accuses Rivers civil servants of concealing information. Final story on page 4. Okay, that's how much is on the Nation. Let's flip over to the Punch. The Punch is saying the bold headlines here: Democracy Day tension. Protesters mobilize as Tinubu addresses NAS. That story is on page 2. The protesters target NAS complex, Eagle Square, others. Security on high alert nationwide. Police talk tough. Okay, organizers vow to rally against hardship, insecurity. Okay.
And still on the Punch, we have 2027. Wike teases opposition, Tinubu courts minister for APC. That's on page 29. On page 26, you see blackout alerts. Federal government commences crucial grid servicing. Blackout alerts. Federal government commences crucial grid servicing. On page 7, you have 3 decades after Abiola has Nigeria betrayed June 12. 3 decades after Abiola has Nigeria betrayed June 12? June 12, Nigeria Cybercrimes Act threatens free speech investment, US, UK, and votes. Still on page 7, you have June 12, Nigeria's Cybercrimes Act threatens free speech investment, US, UK, and votes.
Okay, we have 6 vehicles burnt, traffic paralyzed in Lagos Ibadan tanker explosion. That's a serious one here. Yeah, as yesterday. Down at the bottom we have average Oshimole airpiece in Fury Showdown. Mechi slams Tinubu's policies in fresh outburst. Page 20 and 30, yeah. And then floods ravage 180,000 farms across 30 states. All the story you find in the Punch paper, so grab one.
So on The Guardian this morning, we have mixed feelings, tinges of regret as Democrats relieve ghosts of June 12. 32 years on, mixed feelings, tinges of regret as Democrats relieve ghosts of June 12. How My Wife Rescued Me from Abacha's Men by Bamidele. That's on page 4. How My Wife Rescued Me from Abacha's Men by Bamidele.
Okay, we have here 8 killed, 80 homes razed in Plateau community. 8 killed, 80 homes razed in Plateau community. Stories on page 2.
That's terrible.
US, Britain, Canada, others advise FG against abusing Cybercrimes Act. Story also on page 3. We have Fasorati advocates Nigerians return to 1963 constitution. Are we going forward or are we going backward? I mean, people are doing upgrade, they are trying to overhaul and all.
I don't get.
So what are we going back to 1963 constitution? Okay, you need to find that story, just grab and then get into the papers on page 3.
Still on page 3, you find demand for foreign goods falls as Nigeria's imports dropped by 7% in Q1. I think that's a good thing.
Okay.
The demand for foreign goods falling as Nigeria's imports dropped by 7%
It's
in
a
the
good
first
one.
quarter
Let
of
us
2025.
eat what we produce, what we want to
Sure, very important.
if possible, exports.
Yeah, we should be exporting.
Okay.
We should. Let's go to the next
Okay.
paper.
The next one is a Nigerian Tribune. We will overcome Tinubu to Wike. We will welcome you to APC whenever you decide. Okay, Tinubu is saying this to Wike because he's romancing. I mean, he's married.
We don't really
or
know where to stand here
okay,
right now.
okay. We will welcome you to APC whenever you decide. Okay.
Wow.
That story is on page 5. Yeah, that's a good one. We'll welcome you whenever you decide. So decision is solely
It's
Wike's own. Yeah.
Yes.
Another 27 killed in Plateau communities. Wow. Stories on page 5. It's alarming. Okay, let me take this one, then you continue. June 12th anniversary. Ayoko, Nwachukwu, governors, Shehu Sani, Ezekwesili, Falana, Agbakoba, others to hold tribute session at MKO's Ikeja residence. Page 10. Is that necessary? Okay.
Anything our government is capable of does not insist. Yes. Credibility of 2027 election already at stake. Nigeria drifting towards one-party system, says TMG. Says fair competition that defines democracy threatened.
Okay.
Federal government cancels June 12 Democracy Day parade as Tinubu addresses joint NAS session today. Is it postponed or cancelled or what
Cancelled.
exactly is
I
going
think
on?
there's going to be, because there's no parade. There's going to be something now. They are trying to propose that every June 12th there will be um, a session or something. Something is coming.
So that's the last session in place of the parliament.
Yeah, there's going to be an address on June 12th, and it has to be happening at the National Assembly rather than the normal Eagle Square they do for parade and all that. So they're trying to change things and all. But we'll get to know it, yeah. Okay.
Governors, senators, reps defecting to other political parties are like herdsmen, the radio says on page 10. Governors, senators, reps defecting to other political parties are like herdsmen, says the radio.
Okay, are we taking this credibility of 2027?
Yeah.
Okay, we have alleged $1 billion investment fraud. EFCC files charges against 2 detained Cybex promoters. Okay, we're waiting for that. We hope that something comes up. Nigerian foreign purchase. Okay, we've taken that. Okay, let's move on to this day. This day we have the 2025 power list. 80 most influential leaders of Nigeria's democracy in policy and leadership. Wow, close family members. Wow, this is a whole long list. Now, if you want to get this list, the 80 people that are most influential leaders in Nigeria, then grab this day. And then you do yourself some good to find out who are those 80 people. I think I'm one of them.
I look forward to hearing your name on the
yeah,
list.
my name is there. Okay, moving on. Tinubu to present national broadcasting address from National Assembly today. Okay, Tinubu to Wike, we will welcome you to APC anytime you're ready.
Alright. Let's take on the Daily Times now. June 12, APC betrayed democracy, says CNPP.
Oh, wow.
That's on page 2. June 12, APC betrayed democracy, says CNPP. Urges Tinubu to deliver free, fair, credible 2027 election.
Okay.
Nigeria's borrowing crisis. Tinubu's 45 trillion naira debt push suffers setback. 39 billion naira ICC renovation a misplacement of priorities, says Obi.
Okay.
We were debating on that story so much yesterday.
We should keep on. Tinubu's performance has killed coalition, raised public confidence. Wiki. Okay. Wiki has a place in APC. Tinubu. Okay. Wiki, you have a place. Oh, guess what?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's look at the Vanguard this morning. It says 32 years after June 12, democracy declining under APC. ACF, PDP, Afenifere, Ohaneze, others. It works in progress, says Afenifere. And democratic ideals not yet entrenched. ACF, electoral fraud, power, mockery of democracy. CUPP.
Okay, a whole lot.
Lagos Airport drama, airpiece, Shomole in war of words. Police arrest 42 armed headers, bandits over Benue attacks. Insecurity. Police arrest 42 armed headers, bandits over Benue attacks. That's on page 6. We have court strikes out Akpabio's appeal against Natasha, awards 100,000 naira against him. Well, court strikes out Akpabio's appeal against Natasha, awards 100,000 naira appeal against him. 2027, why I am ready to join anti-Tinubu forces, says Amici.
Okay.
On the Vanguard this morning, we have 2027. Why I am ready to join anti-Tinubu forces, says Amechi. Get details on page 8. So, Beauty, do us a favor of Mr. and Mrs. before we get into the conversation.
Okay, now the sports lovers here. FIFA rankings. Super Eagles back in Africa's top 5.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations there. You've made it. Mr. and Mrs. Okay, Mrs. says most men are chauvinists by their actions and body language. And Mr. says, if I think of how my mother breastfed me for 2 years and I return to the same spot as an adult with my wife, I can never be a chauvinist. Okay.
Sarcasm in itself.
Well done there.
Alright, yeah.
So that's how far we can take on the papers. Now, if you are interested in any of the stories, just go out there, get a copy of the paper, and then do yourself a good of digging in. Like when you're doing that, please check the 80 most influential people in Nigeria, and I'm sure you'll
Do
find
want to look for Victor.
look for Beauty
Benjamin.
Yeah, when you do that, please let me know.
Sure.
And so, what's your story? What's your fancy this morning?
Well, talking about Democracy Day, when you started off, you were asking, are we really practicing democracy? And that should be a question on everybody's lip, on our lips this morning. Like, are we really practicing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Could you give me instances?
Instances like you and I sitting down here, I'm talking about the government, and we're not being arrested. We're not being court-martialed. We have freedom. Because if we're not in democracy, you dare not sit down and talk, whether it's positive criticism or negative. Like me coming down this morning to work, and I'm not walking and raising my hands up at every checkpoint. Do you get me?
So to you, that's democracy.
That's democracy.
And you are satisfied with whatever is going on? Is that what you're pointing out?
Human needs, we are insatiable. No one can satisfy anybody. But to some extent, that I'm able to talk, like I can sit there without fear of being, like I'm sitting down here now, and then the door bangs, wah, and you handcuff me. That's enough. That's to say, we're heading to somewhere that we could actually talk, and then those in power, whether we do it, like talking about Mr. and Mrs., they bring their stories to you in a satire form. They say the truth, but in that mode they take, we laugh over it, but deep down there is a meaning. You and you alone. This is now person where should not wear the picture. And so we talk about the government, those in leadership positions and all that, they hear. Because there are certain things we talk about, and then you see them implement or doing it, and they are not coming to arrest you like it used to or ought to be when you have military. Do you know what military? If we don't have democracy, check other African countries who are not in democracy, what's happening? So I'm not saying we are there, but we are going towards the direction. All we need is good leadership, good shepherd to lead the flock. But that I'm not doing, I surrender on the road at the checkpoint.
And that's it for you.
That's enough. It's not enough, but it's a
not
headway.
It's not as if you're being greedy at this point.
No,
You're
I
not
can't be
asking for
greedy.
too much.
I'm not asking for too much. You just give me like one. Let me not say it. I'll take it to. I'm not.
But then, when we talk about democracy, we were taught back in school, I don't know if it's still something we should hold on to, that democracy is a government for
The people,
by
the people,
and
for the people.
all in
People.
between, all the prepositions coming into play.
People.
But then, we tend to see a government take actions, and some of those actions seem like anti-government. It seems like some of the decisions that government reach, they don't put people at the center of it. It seems like they are forgetting that the position you were in, you were put in there by people.
Yeah.
We have an election. It's not like someone came up and overthrew a previous government. There was an election, there was a process that was followed. And somehow, someone was announced as the winner of the election. And at the end of the day, we get to see this same person begin to act independent of the people who have brought them into power. We see a lot of that play out in various senatorial districts. It's as if the senators who are representing some of these zones are not giving back to their people, the supposed people who have voted them into power. And we talk about democracy. How is this relating itself with the people in power and the people, or the person in power rather, and the people who voted them into power? There's supposed to be a relationship, but we don't tend to see that tie there. Why is that?
There's a particular country, I don't want to mention names because we are on national TV, but they have this pattern.
Which is?
If you are, in fact, what shows that you are in charge is when you have a bunch of key. The minute a bunch of key, that's the house key, is being given to you, men, you are the governor, you are the president of that house. Nobody messes with you. Once you hold that key, that bunch of key. You know, we've heard that power corrupts. You could see a normal human being, a very sane person, respectful, well-mannered, well-behaved. The very minute you hand over a bunch of key to that person, you now see the Amayanabo.
Do you know who I am?
Do you know who I am? Do you know where I'm coming from? You get to exhume from the person. They want to exercise that power, and in doing that, they overdo it. They get overboard in exercising that power. I think, like we keep saying it, like we talked about it last week or so, when you were talking about review.
Yeah.
President reviewing and reviewing and reviewing. And I still said it. I said, I compare us to a 2-year-old baby. It's a 2-year-old talking, is it in school? Now go back to when we started. Someone is saying go back to Nigerian Constitution 1963. And I'm like, are we going forward or coming back? Now, back then when children have to get into school, we cross our hands like this. It's only when your hand can cross like this, then you are eligible to be admitted into primary 1. But today, is it the same thing?
No.
A 2-year-old is already put in a crèche. So we are moving. It's not the same. But it may not be the pace with which we go, because we have corrupt people who don't have the only, okay, let me say most of them, what they want is not what you want to offer. Not that they don't have or they're not capable, they are capable, but they want to grab first. And so we're not seeing the democracy the way we need to see it, or we're not seeing the growth the way it ought to be, because some persons are responsible. They grab and hold on to it. At yesterday news, Togolese were protesting, rioting, and they were arrested. Why? Because someone has been in government for only God knows when as a president, and now he is now enacting a law that will keep him in government forever till he dies, indefinite.
Does he own the country?
Okay, and then some persons came out and were like,
why would he monopolize it?
Some persons came out like, this can't be, we can't let this particular bill skate through, and they were all arrested. Yeah.
Wow.
Africa.
That's a pure definition of power intoxicates.
Absolutely. So can you imagine it? And then his father was there, his father died, he took over. And then he's been there. The news was on yesterday. and then he's now enacting a law that will favor him to keep him in power until he dies there. Probably when he dies there, his son will take over. And some group of persons say no. And the minute they said no, they were restless. I said, here we still have democracy. You and I can still speak freely. You know, they can enact a law and say, look, for broadcasters, for broadcasting stations, you're not permitted, and we will obey it. We will live with it, live by it, live through it. But we still have this little loophole to talk, freedom.
We have the freedom of speech, freedom of any party. That is why we see
any party, you're cross-carpeting here and there. If I'm here now, okay, I'm in the UNC party and I feel I'm not being treated well, I'm not being recognized the way I want to be recognized, I'm not giving the kind of money I want, I just move over
to PCN.
And I've been taken immediately with respect. In fact, there'll be a party to welcome me with a lot of food and drink. To get, see, have that freedom. Togolese don't have it. They don't.
So what exactly are we doing with this freedom we're talking about? What exactly are we doing with it? Because when you give somebody freedom, you expect actions that shows that, okay, you needed freedom, now it's just like a child who turns 18. Or I'm done with school, I want to be independent of my parents. There's some level of responsibility you expect from that child. In as much as they are not saying yes and yes ma'am to you always, but there are things you expect of them. Are we really seeing that playing out here? As much as we are looking at the government, as much as we are saying this administration is just 2 years down the line, as much as we are celebrating June 12th today, but looking back, this is 32 years down the line of democracy. So can we say that so far so good, it's been democratic enough? 32 years is a long time.
You know, when I hear this word, talk is cheap.
It's not.
Talk is not cheap.
No, it's not.
Now, I give an example of someone who is very mannered when he gives position. Now, what the question should be, how many genuine persons do we have that are out there saying, oh, give me the position, I would. When they enter, the same thing they are advocating for, the minute they step in, they become a part. They can't be there, join them. Look, if we have genuine people who say, look, let us come together. It's not about what you want to grab, but what we want to save for our children, for our future tomorrow. Since when I was tomorrow, what's it? That's what we used to sing.
You're still the future leader now.
We used to sing the song. There's a song we used to sing. I can't remember now. No, we still hear the same thing, but is it the truth? Because I see you now, and I say, okay, you're going to make a very good local government chairman. I don't know your intent. I don't know your what you have in heart, and you're all like, okay, yeah. But the minute that position gets into your hand, it's like something comes into you, and then the manifesto you gave, you turn back on it. Do we need, or you say, do we have genuine people that will say, I'm not vying for this position because I want the money, but because I want to make a difference. I want to make a mark. I want to leave a legacy behind that after when I'm gone, they will say, we had one president, we had one chairman, one local government, kini. Do we have such people? Talk is not cheap. You come on air, you talk and blah blah blah. I'll do this. They give us. When they give you, you join them. So we need genuine people like me. Do you get? Yeah, like me. People like me who, if I say something, God helping me, I'll stick to it. I'll do it. Because we amass all of these monies and properties and all that, what do we do with them? The very minute you sleep and don't wake up, 6 feet deep, everything turns to vanity. Some other person, they are grabbing, you see, bank book. There's a story I want us to talk about. We'll do that maybe tomorrow or something. A guy who was abroad, who worked for how many years, and was sending money to his bank, a prominent bank at that, UBA. I was sending money, he was adding money only for the guy to return back to the country. I'm not telling you of hearsay. He's on social media, and the guy works in the bank, and his account is empty, and it's like, hello, my money. And the bank says people came to collect the money, saying you were dead. Do you understand me? Ah, I can see your expression now. Do you get? I open an account with you, I've been sending money, and then I come back finally after 3-4 years to come and settle back here. So look, welcome back. Oh, there's no place like home. Oh, home is sweet. Oh, I said, okay, can I get my money and establish to start a life afresh? And I made zero naira in my account, and I asked to tell me they have taken my money. They say, who are the people who has the authority, the power to withdraw my money? Do you get me? That's the kind of country we are faced with here. People are not sincere. Who are those? If where you save your money, the story is being all over the social media.
Well,
what's happening?
We will go to that story, but not today. That will be a story.
We'll talk about it.
But then let's talk about this. You emphasis on genuine people. How many genuine people do we have then?
Yes.
We need to be first humans with conscience.
Exactly.
Before we talk about leaders, first be a human. First be that individual who can say a thing and ensure
who
they
have
follow
conscience,
As
who
much
blood
as-
is flowing.
As much as you say, I am not God, anything can happen.
Yes,
But we
but
should
minimal.
try it as far as we can go to ensure that when we say things, we are able to follow through and bring about those promises we've made. Because we see these play out in our government. This is what I want to do when you vote me into power. This is what I will give you. This is what I will do for you. This and this and this.
Beautiful manifesto.
There is a long list. But at the end of the day, we don't
see
even
nothing.
get to see at least 3 of what you promised. It's as if we forget, when we get into power, we forget all the promises.
These same persons will come to you during the time for campaign to seek your vote, to seek your support, but the minute they get that position, they become demigods. You cannot approach them. So I'm looking forward to a day where we do democracy and where you are in your house and you're voting from your house. Time to line up. So as I said, we are moving. It's a moving train. But we need conscious people, those who fear God. This will nobody fear God here. In fact, they're even competing with God. So let's see how far, or those who are like, trust me, if you vote me, you know I've been waiting for.
What are you campaigning for? As what?
You know I've been waiting for the president wants to create new states, new local governments.
Oh, okay.
So if there's a new state in River State, I want to come out as a governor. Okay, if there are new local governments, I want to come out as a chairman.
Are you sure that's in this tenure?
I don't know, but I'm
It's
waiting
still
for.
in the pipeline.
Yes, don't be rest assured. No, that if I become one, I will not forget you as my friend. You know, truly. You know, some persons when they get in there, they forget that we used to pick Islam together.
We play a lot of favoritism, even when you know, that's my problem, even when you know that person does not qualify.
Yeah.
Because it's my brother, he should be there.
And so you give a job that's supposed to be given to an expert to a non-qualified brother who cannot do justice to it. What do you expect? Because you are doing family favor. Is that it? Let's get genuine
people. It's not a family
people.
business, please. It's not. So, what's your final take? Let's have us leave.
My final take is, like I said before, I'm not advocating for the president or the governor or anybody. I don't know them, they don't know me. But I'm just speaking like a normal human being. I want us to give these people a chance. Let's see how far we go. This is 2 years going down, and then if you know you want to have a good democracy and a good governance, let's watch out for when I will be. I don't need the election now; just appointment, right? But to be seriously, let God lead. Oh, Africans will do much of God and praying than actions, you know. And let's support in your little corner, whatever you can do. It's not about you. Everyone, like the only thing that works in Nigeria, like I said before, behind the camera is NIMET. When they predict weather, weather forecast, it comes to pass. Every other sector does not work. If you're heading any sector, please, the president will not come there to work for you. Save your name.
The change begins
with you.
Where you are.
Power sector, NEPA, save your name. That's how far I can go. I'm already. Am I angry? No, let's go on.
All right, that's it for the program this morning. Thank you for sticking with us. Enjoy other interesting programs on Rstv. I am Ruby Legit. Yeah.